Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good morning to everyone, all the viewers out there. Uh, so thank you very much for coming with me. Watching me today this morning. My name is Emilia Madihi. I am currently a senior lecturer at Counseling Program, Faculty of Cognitive Sciences and Human Development, University Malaysia Sarawak, UNIMAS. And at present, I am a Deputy Dean for Industry and Community Engagement at the same faculty at the same university. So this is my first time actually working with Ministry of Health. For this kind of webinar. So we have about 30 minutes. In this session. Thank you so much to Pakama International, especially giving me this opportunity. I am as well a Pakama International executive member, and it's a pleasure actually working with Ministry of Health together in helping our community, our people, and of course the frontliners to support emotionally, mentally. Yeah, I'm a registered counselor in Malaysia, and today it is a pleasure for me to share with everyone something that I really passionate in resilience. Resilience is something that is a dynamic process in us, and I've been working on this topic in my research as well in my clinical work. I'd like to share in this 20 minutes or 25 minutes, and then I will open up. No, there will be question and answer session. For those who like to give some feedback, if you have questions or opinions, please don't be so shy, and then just type your comments in the browser. Yeah. Okay, so seems that it will be like no interaction with the audience, or even in past it will be very different. So I will be by myself here. I hope the message will be delivered clearly, and I try my best to share. Yeah. Okay. I like to share first what is resilience. It's very important. In Malaysia, there are limited a few number of resilience experts in Malaysia who study about resiliency in human being. However, the studies has been growing, yeah, and a lot of individuals who like to understand better about resiliency. Resilience is about in a simple language is about inner strength. Yeah, resilient is how we bounce back from any adversity. As you know that we are now in a crisis. Yeah, we are in war. Yeah, so when we talk about in crisis, there are a lot of adaptation transformation process involved, and it's about how we transform and adapt and adopt our mental, our emotional, and of course it will may affect our physical health. Yeah. So, when talking about this crisis again, this crisis, the adversity, the obstacles in us, everyone in the world, what do you call that? Facing this kind of situation, and it's not easy. Yeah, each individual, it has its own capacity. It has its own way how to cope. Yeah, in this situation. So resilient is the definition, a very simple definition, is how individuals bounce back, yeah, from any adversity. It might, I mean, the changes might change us or might not change us, or maybe it will becomes make us so static. All right, so definitely it involves our personality, involves of our self development, because we change, people change. And then resilient is, as I mentioned earlier, resilient is a dynamic process. It's in us, and then we have to train that I call it muscle, huh? Remember, our muscle, it has to be, what do you call that? We need to do the exercise so that our resiliency, our muscle will become stronger and stronger and stronger. So how to do that? That's why I like to share later in my later, maybe in a few minutes later, the resilient booster. Yeah, at least 7 tips how to boost our resiliency. And then okay, back to the dynamic process. When it comes to the dynamic process, is about how we perceive, okay, we're talking about cognition right now, yeah, perceive the situation, perceive how we cope in that situation, and we observe other people. And then right now, I guess, I mean, in my opinion, rakyat Malaysia is very, very good, excellent people. We are the excellent people. I dare to say that. You know why? Because we obey the instruction. Only few percentage people, they are like acting out. Might be they're having the problem in terms of adaptation. So it's very common. Although it's kind of like, it's kind of like troublesome sometimes, but definitely, if people accept, how we accept the situation will help us to adapt well. Yeah, it's not easy to adapt as well, I mean, to accept as well, yeah, because of, it's a process, it's a dynamic process. Okay, so so you know the definition of resilience. Resilient now is a dynamic, and the third one I like to share, just a very brief one. Resilient, it has two factors. One is the protective factors. Two is the risk factor. Talking about protective factors, there are what very 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 common one, the common terms is support system. All right, we are so blessed that we have an excellent, outstanding support system, from the government, from the ministry, from the, the state government. So everyone, the workplace, the house, everything. Yeah, I think we are so blessed that we have a very good support system. This is our protective factors in order for us to help ourselves to be resilient. And then the second, the second of factor is the risk factor. Okay, risk factor, normally I divide them into two. Again, yeah, it's a calculative risk or uncalculative risk. Uncalculative risk, something that beyond of our control, and but the calculative risk is something that we can analyze whether that risk is good or not, wise or not to take. Okay, I'm sure our government is working on that. Yeah, so talking about that. Okay, talking about calculative risk, so the economics, not the politician, sorry, the government, the ministry, they are working on this. Okay, what are the risks? CMCO is one of the risks that we the government take, yeah, so that there are layways for us a bit, flexibility for us to go out, for instance, but not in a big mess. Yeah, talking about what do you call that? We can do extra a bit, but not so much. That's why it's a conditional. Yeah, for instance, very common one right now, it becomes a new norm for us as a working from home. When it comes to work from home, is a new norm, is a new adaptation. It's not easy to work from home. Yeah, and then how, because we still need to make ensure our KPI, yeah, still on. We need to be transparent. Every one of us, we need to be transparent on our KPI. Yeah, for those who are working, for those who are not working, that's different story. Yeah, so of course you need to as well your KPI, yeah, at home, for instance. Yeah, okay, so that is the calculative risk. So these are the two factors: the protective factors, the positive one, and the second one is the risk factors. Once you identify these two factors, and then normally when it comes to resilience, another thing that come up in our mind is that balancing. When talk about balancing, it's about how we balance these factors, and then how we control. So that's why yesterday, our what do you call that, Datuk Ismail Sabri, talking about self control, pengawalan diri. Self control is very important, yeah, in us. So how to balance it? I know we live in limitation right now. We need to go down a bit, yeah, so that we be in this situation. Yeah, try to adapt and adjust. Okay, talking about balancing, in Islam we call it wasatiyah. We call it wasatiyah. We call it in scientific we call it equilibrium. All right, and this is something that we need to do. We need to find it, balancing in life, even in our religion. God is keep talking spiritually. We need to find our balance so that we feel we feel calm. We can see things from different perspective in a positive way. Yeah, to have a positive mind is not easy. For instance, my faculty, for the whole MCO, we are providing what do you call that, psycho-emotional support for the our staff, our students, and also to our community. So we have this project, we call it Positive Mind Project, and the main aim is to provide this psycho-emotional support. At least from the workplace, we have something to provide. Yeah, and this is something that we need to do, and how to find balance, how to keep our mental, emotionally stable. If we are stable in any adversity, inshallah, we are able to cope well. Talking about coping, so there are people who can cope very well in emotion. Emotionally, they can cope it, and other people, they need facts, problem solving. The way that they need to do, they need to cope, they have to solve problems. Yeah, so these are the psychological aspect, and other people, they are like combine these two. So in other words, we are very unique. Each of us, we are very unique. So we have our strength, we have our weaknesses. So this strength will help us to go move forward. All right, so this is very important. Okay, and then okay, let's go for the booster, resilient booster. So when talking about resilient booster, I wish that I could share you some PowerPoint slide or some image, but yeah, I hope that next time, yeah, inshallah, I can do that. But for the time being, let me go back to my slide on my phone. Yeah, okay. Number one, the booster number one is know ourselves in current situation. Okay, current situation means now, here and now. In counseling, we always say that, okay, let's talk about right here and now. Yeah, current situation, we are now, every one of us in Malaysia, we are now in the CMCO. It's not a honeymoon. Okay, please. That's why I told my colleague that can I give this topic resilient booster. CMCO is not a honeymoon. Yeah, so when it comes to CMCO, even though it's conditional, means it's kind of like still there are layers, as I mentioned. However, we please, yeah, please, we have definitely the SOP that we have to follow. We need to take care of ourselves, the social distancing, this is another argument. We know, everyone knows social distancing term is from WHO, okay, World Health Organization, right? However, we are afraid because when talking about crisis, it's not only during this crisis. We are talking about, we are projecting after the crisis, and we are not very sure when this crisis will end, right? So when talk about crisis, definitely mental distress will happen. Okay, so we have to understand us. The big question that I love to ask people, or ask clients, or my friend, my students, even myself, who am I? Okay, who am I is a very simple question, yet very hard to answer. Believe me in that. You ask yourself now, who are you at present? So you know why? Because when it comes to who am I question, it relates to the self-concept of us. Okay, self-concept defined as self-perception, how we perceive ourselves and how other people perceive us, and then we approve it. So that is self-concept. So the question that we ask, who am I at this present? Maybe before this happened, you are a very strong person. You are outgoing person. You are, like, you are very easy, but suddenly when the strict regulation, I would say it's strict regulation due to the safety and health, these are the two basic needs right now. Okay, this beside the good food, nutritious food, clean water, good home, spacious, all this kind of thing, good air, for instance. So these are the basic needs, but now we are challenged with these two basic needs, the safety and the health, our health. So these are the two basic needs that we have to together work together. That's this one. In Unimas we have this what do you call that, campaign, I would say, is we call it teguh bersama, whatever in situation. Okay, so knowing ourselves in this situation is good. Please reflect who you are. If you change, what are the changes? Identify that. I know, don't be so in denial. Don't be so ignorant. It's time for us to know ourselves. Be mindful about the changes. There's no right or wrong about human being. Yeah, because we grow to a better person. God has given us the best gift ever. You know what is that? Wisdom. Kebijaksanaan. So God give us this wisdom, and then every one of us, we have to optimize this wisdom. And then how to optimize this wisdom? We need to ensure our brain functions well. Our cognition process function well. We need to understand that the capacity. I don't know about you guys, but recently, maybe one of the impact, yeah, I call it as a STM, temporary loss, what do you call it, short-term memory loss, temporary. Sometimes I forget, where I put things, what did I do, where, that kind of thing. So I think because so many things in our brain, in our mind, and make us like, which one do we want to prioritize, right? So I know that it's happening now in me, and then I said, okay, I need to slow down. I need to be mindful in whatever I do, because it's not easy to juggle everything, like nasi campur, like I know sometimes people say nasi campur is very nice. Some people, they makan nasi, they eat nasi, the nasi with the lauk, one lauk, but other people, they mix everything, yeah. So it happens in our brain as well. Sometimes our brain cannot cope with. Why? That's another thing. Check our sleep pattern, sleep hours. Okay, the best sleep, to me lah, the best sleep is the best medicine. Okay, if you feel tired, your body feel tired, you can feel, you can feel that your body, your mind, and your soul is not connected. Means try first sleep. Don't sleep during daytime, sleep nighttime. At night time is the best sleep ever lah, huh? And then don't sleep so late. Sleep around 10 o'clock until 4. Right now, because of the fasting month, we have to berpuasa. In Kuching, we need to get up about 4 before our imsak, 5 o'clock, 5:50, something like that lah, huh? Okay, so the sleep pattern change, but that's fine. Okay, but as long as you have good enough sleep, that's very important, the best medicine ever. If that is not workable for you, then you have to check lah, you have to see your doctor, so this is a very common process, yeah. But if you feel tired at home, or with due to this situation, try sleep. Okay, so when we have enough sleep, our brain functions well, inshallah. Okay, it's easy for you to reflect. Okay, the second booster is that identify your strengths and weaknesses. Okay, everyone has weaknesses, everyone has strengths, yeah. Normally when I ask people, yeah, so what are your strengths and weaknesses, they always say that my weaknesses are more than my strength. That's fine. People love to identify the weakness first, yeah. So this is very common sense lah. But if we are able to identify the strength, optimize the strength, wow, you're awesome. Okay, you're very good. Means that you know your strength, and you know how to grow from that strength. Okay, don't worry about your weaknesses. Don't feel down. You have a lot of weaknesses. No, don't worry about that. You have long list. Not even. To me, if you are successful, to me lah, someone who is successful, they can change their weaknesses to strength. That is outstanding. That is the success in life, in my opinion. That is, I always pesan myself lah. I always remind myself. I tell my students, I tell my clients, if you can change this, the what do you call it, the weakness, your weakness to the strength, wow, I can tell you, you will feel like full satisfaction in life, inshallah. Okay, the third one, communication style. Okay, people, I think lah, and this is my observation lah, through my clinical work, through my everyday life, yeah. We talk, of course we talk. However, we rely on gadgets all the time. We rely on our mobile, we rely on our smartphone, we rely on everything that is like that avoid us talking verbally. Communication is about two people sending messages, and people interact to each other. Communication is not only verbal but also non-verbal. So the best communication is that, to me, it's more to physical. Like right now, I feel like I'm talking to myself. I see my own video, and then I know, and you yourself as well are watching this webinar through your handphone, through your iPad, your laptop or whatever, okay? And it feels like one way. This is one way communication. But in the physical setting, okay, I know. I mean, right now we cannot do a lot of physical meetings, lah, but communication means that we can assess the verbal and the non-verbal cues. And okay, let me remind myself as well, and remind yourself. Yeah, remind you as well. Yeah, communication. The message will be delivered well if with the non-verbal cues, our body language, our facial expression, our voice tone, our eye contact, hand gesture. So these are the non-verbal cues that gives a lot of messages compared to verbal. According to the theory of communication, verbal is only 20%, and 80% comes from our non-verbal cues. So, okay, that is, the communication already. So now we're talking about the style. Communication, there are many ways how to communicate. And then there are, tone, voice tone plays a big role, If someone is so sarcastic, they can, the sound is kind of like, that kind of sarcastic sound. And then the people who listen to that, it's not pleasant anyway, right? So we have to check back, communication. Especially, most of us, we stay at home, work from home. All the family members are here. To me, like I am 42 years old, never been like everyone is at home. You see, so everyone is before this, everyone was like everywhere, and we just had our breakfast and dinner together, and that's it. But now 24/7 we see each other, and then sometimes I'm not sure. Do you all communicate to each other physically? With the physical touch, hugging, kissing. I mean, yeah, hugging and kissing. It's a family kind of activity that we can do together to show our love and care. This is the best time, yeah, to show that. Okay, next is the togetherness in bouncing back. Remember, resilient is about bouncing back, yeah, from the adversity. So togetherness, right now, the best protective factors for us to cope in the situation is our family. Because our family is the nearer person in us. Talk if you feel that you feel empty, even though there are a lot of people in the house, and maybe something that if you feel like something in your mind, you're confused, or what are the things that you need to do, you feel uncomfortableness, talk to them. I know you can go to WeChat, you can go to Facebook, you can go to WhatsApp, but physical communication, physical interaction to me is still the best. Okay, and is I don't know. It feels like the warmth is there. Like the skin. Is the best. One of the of course all the senses are best lah, good lah. But the thing is that when we feel sad, we feel like uncomfortable, hugging is the best medicine. Touch, affectionately, calmly. So it's kind of like the contact. Okay, the human context. Okay, next one, bouncing forward. Just now we bouncing back, but now we have to bouncing forward. We have to accept and move on. Okay, and I have to. That is all. 5 more minutes. Oh my goodness, 5 more minutes to go. Okay, never mind. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, bouncing forward is kind of like we have to move on. We have to accept. So it's a process, as I mentioned just now. The number 6 is the reflection. We have to do the reflection. To me, it's good if you can have like reflection every night before you go to sleep. See, think, what have you done? What are the things you need to improve tomorrow? If we alive tomorrow lah, inshallah. So we pray for the good. And the last one, this is very important. Bersyukur, be grateful for whatever we have. I feel so grateful. I'm in Malaysia, in Kuching, yeah, and then I work as I at Unimas right now, and I have a great association to support. So good friends around, good colleagues around. So I'm so grateful. So I guess those are the 7 tips to boost our resilience. Let me see any questions, yeah. Okay, let me go to the browser now. So far, Chin Y, what should they do as they have high rate of employment this time? Yeah, what should they do? So okay, this is something that this is a big issue, right? Due to this what do you call that, seed crisis, yeah. So to me, I'm not okay. To me, maybe they can go to the welfare department, and then and maybe they can do something there, because welfare department is one of the agencies that help people, not only support psychosocial, support emotional, but they give information. Okay, which of course right now, if I do notice there are a lot of agencies that provide the what they call it, they provide the uh, the workshops, free workshop. And right now we go for entrepreneurship, the business, small business maybe, yeah. So there are a lot of things. I guess this is about information. If someone knows about this information, please share with other people. Okay, okay, Azizul, since we started, how we can make, can you share how we can celebrate? You know what? Okay, celebrate Hari Raya this year with CMCO, and maybe surprisingly lah, I don't be surprised lah if it come back to MCO. Okay, to me we have the gadgets. There's the beauty of technology right now lah. To me, I already told my family members, my friends, my colleagues, we're not going to have this. Hari Raya visit. Normally we do open house every first day of Raya. So first thing, I think, okay, let's now today we start to design our e-card, e-Raya card. And then it says that Selamat Hari Raya from you and your family. And then please mention that we are sorry we have a closed house this year, but we don't mind. Let's what do you call, communicate, or let's keep in touch through Zoom, through Skype, through WhatsApp video. So that I'm going to do that. I hope that you maybe this is one of the tips that we can do lah. During Hari Raya, I know we cannot bersalam-salam even though with a family member, right? Due to the social distancing or physical distancing. So I guess no new norm. So I think the words, the expression, maybe like this, something like that. I don't know. It sounds awkward, but we have to do it lah. And I guess I think there's two tips I can do. Okay, I only have 1 more minute to go. Let me conclude. So today we Alhamdulillah, I managed to share a bit on resilience, the 7 tips to boost our resiliency. And I welcome people who like to know better, to know more about resilience or any other tips. Go to my Facebook, Emilia Madihi, or you can communicate with me directly. If you know my email, my what do you call it, my number. So just give a call, and inshallah we will work together in the future. So let me check if there is none. Okay, all right, no messages anymore. So thank you very much. I guess before that, let me thank Pakama International, the Ministry of Health, and also UNIMAS for giving me this opportunity to help to be in this webinar. Thank you very much. I'm so sorry if whatever I say, is not right. So with this, selamat berpuasa, selamat Hari Raya for those who are celebrating Hari Gawai in Sarawak and juga Hari Keramatan. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.